Okay, I'll be breaking down a price action today and why I feel like I would have probably took a break even trade today. So, mm, okay, well this is okay. So coming into the day, um, YM was still leaving this high open right here. So as you can see on the 4 hour, let's trim it. So this was 6 a.m. You see how we're still leaving that high? And the profile, we kind of like open low, we go high, then we go lower. So it's like seek and destroy condition. And if you're bearish, it's really annoying how you're just leaving that high. And if we take a look at NQ, so at the time, right? NQ just took this high. So I was thinking that NQ can get some kind of like move down lower because we have this gap and this like daily swing high that we can potentially like retrace off on the daily time frame. So looking down at the 4 hour, right? I identified the high, which is this high. Um, we open here. We do open low into this fair value gap, and then we trade higher. But then we hit the high and we create this like kind of AMD reversal and we traded slightly lower. So that's my view on the market. But compared to what Gary thought, Gary says that he didn't really like how this profile looks. You see how it's just like really like dirty looking here. It's like opening low, going higher, going lower, going higher, and going lower. And this is kind of like a seek and destroy condition, especially when like YM is still leaving this high. So we have like SMT on both sides of the range, right? So I was looking. Let me replay it too. Boom, right? So I thought so I was more so leaning towards bearish. I didn't really look at the daily on the YM, but I knew that it was leaving this high and it was kind of annoying, right? Like ideally you don't want it to leave these equal highs. You want this to be taken out and maybe NQ will print something that's like beautiful. But um in this case not, but Gary really didn't like how the profile formed. But in my opinion, it's like, yeah, we opened to a key level, we hit another key level, right? But I guess because we failed to reverse, like, and we're retracing kind of deep in here, but we get this AMD reversal. You see how price trading away from that, and then we create a 90-minute gap on NQ. We traded it into it, and while it doesn't really support expansion yet, we get our Kraken correlation like right here. And I was thinking that you could just trade this lower from here into the low. Yeah, into this low. But the truth is, you would have never gotten hit TP. You would have got break even because look at what happens. Gets really close to the low and it just railed the fuck out of you. Um, but how Gale was looking, I think it's because like this phases of price signature is not really consolidation. This is like a double purge. Um, I think that's what they call it in MMXM. So this isn't ideal. Like ideally, maybe it would have been better if we don't go this deep. Maybe we just like consolidate like here, take out the range and get a clean AMD reversal. And if YM took out the high, that's why Garrett thought today was low probable, but I thought it was pretty decent to be honest. And but Garrett wasn't looking for shorts at all, like I was. He was looking for longs more so on YM. But we don't get anything really that was tradable. But his logic for YM longs like did make sense since we were like super close to this high, you know, we were super close to this high. So he wanted an SMT break. And let me look at the one profile. Yeah, you see how this profile is in the best either. We open low and we go high. We leave the equal highs. We go lower and go higher. Well, it's seek and destroy, but remember that like seek and destroy is like a continuation signature. But I was honestly like fine trading the decoupling just because of how the past days were moving. But I guess in general, it's probably better to have the same bias for two assets and allow them to resync before taking anything. So that will be how I'm looking at indices today. I was a little bit mad that I didn't short this just because I wasn't really paying attention to the 15-minute. I was waiting all day for like 10:30, right? But I guess when you have the CSD, like um it's okay taking it, but regardless, I would not have like partial or anything. I probably, or if anything, hindsight, I would think like, oh, decoupling, I'm gonna partial here. But honestly, I would probably take my full position if it was in a real trade. This is just like a hindsight. Yeah, that is pretty much it for my recap. Gary didn't didn't like the profile at all. Um, he thought that everything was low probable. That's it.